Oh, good morning, guys. Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to get right to the subject today. Welcome. Thank you for being here, but I'm going to get right to the subject today. If you're getting new dentures for the first time, I'm going to tell you my experience. It's what's called extract and deliver, which means they pull them out immediately and they give you your dentures immediately. Well, big mistake. Big mistake. Because what they do is they took a mold of my mouth before they extracted the teeth, and then they extracted the teeth, and I had to wait for the dentures to come in. It took like about 6 weeks before the dentures even came in. But what they do is they extract the teeth. They don't, or let me rephrase this. They didn't extract my teeth until the dentures came in. So I had to wait 6 weeks after they, excuse me, took the initial mold. And then when the dentures came in, then they extracted the teeth, had me put the denture in immediately. That's why it's called extract and deliver. They deliver your teeth as soon as they pull them, your real teeth. And then they told me to wear that denture for 48 hours, which was living hell to wear right after your teeth have been extracted. Well, I only could wear them for overnight. I couldn't wear them any longer. It was too painful. And it turned out that in my case, I got a bone spur that was, a piece of bone was literally sticking out of my gum. The point of it was sticking out of my gum. So I couldn't wear those dentures at all. Not at all. I got my teeth pulled in May. I wasn't able to put my denture in until a couple of weeks ago. That's how long it took for that bone spur and everything to go down to where I could put the denture on. Before that, it was extremely painful. I couldn't do it. It was impossible. Well, when it came time to put my denture in, it didn't fit at all. And why? Common sense. After all the swelling and everything moves around up there in your gums, the denture no longer fit, because once that swelling goes down, and if you get bone spurs, for me it was too painful. It was way too painful to wear the denture, so I couldn't wear it. So for all these months, I had that denture sitting in the bathroom because I couldn't wear it. And finally the bone spur went in, the body took care of it, made it go back down, the swelling went down. Well, I go to put my denture on, it just falls right off. Didn't stay at all. Well, then I go in to tell them, okay, it's not working. They put this, what they call a liner in there. Well, this liner, it's a no-go. I had such a big gap between my denture and my gum. That's why they weren't fitting. Well, my dentist went and said, oh, he told the assistant, just put some liner in it. Well, no, that did not work, because the gap was so big that I have this clump of white liner on top. And I'm not even embarrassed to show you. I'm going to show you what not to let get done, so you can see exactly what I have been through and what I'm dealing with. I made an appointment for tomorrow, and I called the office today, and I told them I will not accept these dentures. They do not fit, and I'm not going to have this mess from this liner that they put in. I want dentures that actually fit my gums. I told them how I've looked at other people's dentures, which I have. I've seen other people's dentures, and in fact today I went to my little local store, my little 7-Eleven type store, and the guy that I know that works there, I know him, I talk to him all the time. He showed me his dentures. He wears full dentures, but he showed me his upper one. You can't even tell that it's not his gums and it's not his teeth. They're so well done. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. So when I showed him what I had, he said, oh no, nope, that's not acceptable. Absolutely not. He said, you need to go back and get the right fitting dentures. And so I called the office. I told him what was going on, and the girl that answered, I actually called initially to find out who owned that particular dental office, because if they were going to give me any trouble, I was going to make a big stink about it. This is the first time I've gotten dentures, so I wasn't going to just let it go. So I called to ask who owned that particular building, that particular business, and she said she didn't know, so she said, I'll put you on hold. She went back, and then the person that comes to the phone was the assistant to my dentist. She asked me what was going on. I told her, and she turns around and says, oh, well, you know, you come in tomorrow. And, you know, I told her I had an appointment for tomorrow. And she says, well, then you come in and we'll get this all fixed. We'll get it right. Because I told her I have been through more pain and suffering and frustration and emotional turmoil from all that I've been through with my teeth. I want my dentures fitting right. I don't want them adjusted and fixed with filler and liner in here to make them fit. That's not right. And I told her, I've looked at the dentures of other people that I know, and they fit their gums perfectly. They don't even have to use paste. One of them does, because he said he just wants to make sure it doesn't fall down. But he said that he can just put it in there, snaps in, it stays. So I told this assistant, she knew me because she's been dealing with me as, you know, for my dentist for years with other issues. And I told her, I said, I will not accept this denture. I need a new denture. She said, oh, you come in tomorrow and we'll get that all taken care of. We'll get new molds. We'll do whatever we need to do. We want to keep you happy, blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling you, do not get your molds done for your dentures until your gums have healed. If that means you being without teeth, if I had been given the option, if they had told me, look, extract and deliver means we're going to, I didn't know what that meant, really. They said, if they'd have told me extract and deliver means we're going to pull your teeth and then put the denture in immediately that we've taken a mold for, or you can wait until your gums heal and then we take the mold, I would have taken the waiting till my gums were healed. I don't care. I didn't care that I was without teeth. I knew that it was a process. So I'm telling you, if you're going to get dentures for the first time, I'm telling you, forget your pride and vanity. Get your teeth pulled and let your gums completely, totally, 100% heal, which can be months, and then get your denture. Now, I know there are some people who will say, well, I got extract and deliver and it worked out fine, which is great, but it is a gamble. And in my case, now after waiting all these months to even be able to try to use my denture, because of that terrible bone spur, it was bad, guys. I mean, that bone was actually poking out of my gum. You could see the white of it. It was painful. There was no way you could wear a denture over that. It was red and painful. It was not good. So I'm telling you, forget your pride and your vanity and go without your teeth till your gums heal, then get your denture molds done. Because then you will have a mold that fits. They might take one previous to that, like she said today, well, we take the initial one so that we can get an idea of your bite and everything, which is fine. And then she mentioned that sometimes what they do is they'll take the initial mold while you still have your teeth to get the bite and everything, and then they'll put that, like mine, what they would call it a healing denture, where they put this white stuff in there to make it more comfortable while your denture, or while your gums heal, and then give you the permanent ones. Well, I wasn't told that. My dentist didn't come in here into the room and say, well, we're going to put this liner in and then we'll go ahead and get your permanent ones after everyth's healed. Well, I didn't understand that because my gums were already healed. So I didn't understand why they were going to put the liner anyway, other than he said it will fill in the big gaps so that your dentures will fit you. Well, no. Given that my gums were healed, I should have gotten my dentures right there, remolded, redone for what my gums were after the healing. So I'm telling you, do not get the permanent mold until your gums are healed. Now, if you've had success with extract and deliver, then you're very lucky. I have been researching that, and the downside to that is way above the upside. And I even know a young girl who works at that same store. She has no teeth on top, none. And she's working, she's going on with her life. She even has a boyfriend. I mean, she's a young girl, and she's fine with her life. Apparently she can't afford to get dentures. Well, she's going on with her life. So I'm saying, if you can put your pride and vanity aside and you're going to get dentures for the first time, you have them pull those teeth, and then you wait until your gums are healed to get that permanent mold, because your gums are going to change drastically after those teeth are pulled. And I even had a viewer several weeks ago, after, this was after they had taken the mold and done all that, several weeks after I had my procedures done, she left a comment saying, don't get your permanent dentures until your gums are healed, because they won't fit. I know, I went through it. Well, when I read that, I thought, no, they know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. Well, she was right. She was 100% right, because when they put that denture in right after they pulled your teeth, it fit. Right after they pulled my teeth, they put it on, and it fit perfectly. It didn't come off. It was on there solidly tight, actually, because of the swelling. Well, once all that went away, guess what? Common sense. It didn't fit anymore. So now I'm going to make sure, come hell or high water, I get a mold done to fit my gum perfectly. And I'm going to show you right now so you can see what I'm talking about and how terrible it looks, and how I have to be careful how I smile, because if I smile too big, you can see what I'm going to show you. And that's a big no. So here you go, guys. I'm going to show it to you. Let's see if I can do this. Look at that. See that? No. That's the filler that they put in. That's a big no. The other ones I have looked at, their dentures fit right on their gum. So he was trying to get away with me, with him thinking I'm just going to accept this thick filler to fill in the huge gap, rather than making a new set of dentures to fit, because he did not tell me that. He did not say, well, this will be temporary and then we'll go ahead and get you some that fit perfectly. No, and I still don't understand it, because my gums were already healed, so it should have been done right then. As soon as they saw that my denture did not fit, right then they should have seen, well, her gums are healed, let's take a mold and get her some that fit. But no, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to just tell me that the filler will take care of it, because that's what he said. Oh, they'll put this liner in and they'll fit and they'll be fine. No, not accepting it. It's no different than if you had somebody come in to remodel your home and the toilet's crooked, the tiles are crooked, there's gaps between the tiles, all kinds of things. You'd be like, I'm not paying you for that. You need to get it right. Well, these are already paid for, so they're going to get it right or else. And it's interesting too, because I initially called this morning after talking to my son and his girlfriend, my son Elliot and his girlfriend, Becca. I called the office to find out. They were like, find out, who owns the office. And I thought, I don't know. So I called them and I said, I just need to know who owns that particular building. Well, she didn't know. So interestingly enough, when she said she'd be back, well, my dentist assistant comes on. Didn't tell me who owned that particular office, but immediately went into, oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. We want to make this right. Because I told her all the pain and suffering and emotional upset, everything I've been through has been a lot. And she was like, oh, well, you come in tomorrow and we'll get this set up and we'll get this right. And I made sure to say about 4 times, I am not accepting this denture. I don't want them worked on and fixed. I want a new set that actually fits my gums. Oh yes, you come in tomorrow, we'll get that taken care of. So I'm so sorry you've been through all this and that, whatever. So guys, I am telling you, make sure that if you do get something like this, that you find out it's temporary. If you can't go without your teeth and you've got to wait for the healing to happen, because it takes a long time to heal, you make sure that you ask your dentist, is this temporary, and that after my gums are healed. Will you give me a new mold of dentures that actually fit my gums now that they have healed? Because if you don't, you may be stuck with dentures that don't heal. But I'll tell you what, if this one isn't, for any reason, doesn't replace them and take care of them, I am going to find a way to file a lawsuit. Because this is too much to go through. Too much pain, expense, suffering, emotional stuff to go through to have this mess on top. So I wanted to make this video to tell you guys who are getting dentures for the first time. I'm telling you, wait until your gums are healed to get your permanent dentures, because your gums change 100%. Once the swelling goes down, once the bone moves back into where it's supposed to be after pulling the teeth. And for those of you, like I said, who have had success with extract and deliver, that's great for you. I'm happy for you. But after finding all the research I did on what a huge risk that is, no. If I'd have known, I would have said, I'm fine without teeth. Let's wait until my gums heal and then we'll take the mold. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, guys, because I know there are going to be a lot of dentists who they refuse to replace them. And I don't know what I'm going to run into tomorrow, because my dentist wasn't in today. But he will be in tomorrow for my appointment. And I'm going to tell him point blank, no, this is not going to be worked on. I want dentures that actually fit my gums. You're not going to do all this stuff, fill it with all this stuff to fill in the gaps that are so big. And they're big, guys. I mean, we're talking a big gap to where my front teeth are pushed forward from where they actually should be on my gum. So just wanted to let you know that, make you aware of that. Take care, guys, and I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.